just watched an anime, Somali and the Forest Spirit, Episode 3. We open with our duo in a desert. Somali's drinking water from a pump. In the beginning here, I found Somali kind of annoying. She somewhat behaves too well in my mind. Like, I feel like she should do stupid kid stuff. She also makes a stupid sound. She makes these wonder and amazement sounds like, whoa, ah, but it's like anime. It's a little girl's voice, which is a little annoying. She and Gollum talk, and Gollum thinks to himself about how he's going to die, and Somali doesn't know it. Anyway, then the opening rolls. The opening for the show is kind of boring. And then they get it to a city called Anthole City. Anthole City. It's like in a canyon. It's one of the only towns in the desert. All the houses are made of white brick. Gollum goes to talk to a store owner, and then this really nostalgic moment happens. Somali wanders off, but not too far from the shop, and she looks over a ledge, and a wolf man with an eye patch, and he looks a little scary, yells at her and goes, "What do you think you're doing?" And Somali runs away and goes back to Gollum, her dad. It just felt really nostalgic, like you were doing something you didn't think was a big deal, and then some adult yells at you, but not someone you know, like a stranger, and the person's kind of scary. Like the Wolfman had like an eye patch. It was like, anyway, then she runs way back to Gollum, and Gollum's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Nothing." It just felt like something that would happen to you when you were a kid. It just felt very real. Then the duo goes to a restaurant to get Somali some food, but they're hiring, and Gollum's kind of strapped for cash, so he gets a job. Somali plays with the owner of the shop's son, Kikila. They get along pretty well. Gollum hears a rumor while being a waiter about humans across the other side of a great desert. Somali considers for the first time that one day her journey with her father Gollum will end. Another nostalgia moment is when Somali tries to talk to her dad about something, but he says that he is working and she must tell him later. It's like, yeah, that happens to most people. Try to talk to your dad while he's working. He's like, nope, tell me later. Kikila and Somali go to play outside, but Gollum says Somali may not go, and she must stay inside. Side note, when two people are very close, it's as though they're right next to each other. But sometimes something comes up that creates a little tension between two people, and sometimes they don't really notice it. It's like there's a bubble between them. In order to get closer again, the bubble between them needs to be popped one way or another. Somali is cooped up in the restaurant all day playing with Kiki, and it's like a bubble between Somali and Gollum is growing. She doesn't want to stay in the restaurant all day. She wants her journey with her never wants her journey with her father to end, and she wants to spend more time with Gollum again. It's like this tension's building up between the two of them, and at some point, the bubble's gonna pop. The store owner asks Kikila and Somali if they can go run some errands. Gollum says Somali cannot, but Kikila says he takes all his courage and he kind of demands that Somali please be permitted to go. And because he will watch over her, there's no need to worry. Gollum and Kikila kind of stare at each other for a bit, like, stare down. And Gollum says, all right, you can go. It's pretty cool. All right, so Somali and Kikila are out and about, but she still seems a little sad. Kikila gives her something to eat, and she bites into it, and it's tasty, and then she starts to cry. Kikila's surprise. It's pretty oof. Kikila asks what's wrong. Somali says that she thinks her dad wants to leave her. I almost cried when I heard that. She says that he keeps talking about the end of their journey, but she wants to be with her dad for forever. Kikila says there is a legend of a flower in the caves beneath the city that grant wishes. They decide to go and find one so that Somali can be with her dad forever. This was another nostalgic moment when, like, they go to the caves and, like, they think they're doing a good thing, but any adult knows this is a dangerous idea. While they're exploring, Kikila asks what the relationship between Gollum and Somali really is. She calls him dad, but it's quite unusual for peoples of two different species looking after one another. Somali says she calls him dad because that's what he is, her dad. She talks about all the things Gollum does because he's her dad. He protects her, he cares for her, he does all those little things like count the stars with her, she says, most importantly, he's always there for her. And that means he's her dad. They find the flower. But just after they grab it, a giant mushroom tries to eat Somali. But they're saved by that weird wolf man from earlier that yelled at Somali when she was on the ledge. He shoots the thing with a friggin' crossbow. The episode ends with the sun setting and Gollum wondering where Somali is. It was a 4 out of 5 episode. It was good. The beginning was quite boring, but there were a lot of those great nostalgic moments, and the second half of the show was quite good. So 4 out of 5, it was good. If we look at my rating guide for this, we can see that it's got a green thumbs up for all 3 episodes, which means it's a 4 out of 5. So far, so good. See you next time.